I told myself that I wasn't going to make any more negative videos, and here I am. But I thought that this was too good to not make a comparison. So I want you guys to understand why, if you haven't seen the video, Rush Royale Tips and Tricks Bear, he made a video about it, about the old system and the new system and why he is frustrated with it. I would like to make my version of why I'm frustrated with it. So this is the easiest example. This is the clearest example that I can give you, because beyond this picture, the extended version of this picture is incredibly confusing. This is the most distilled version of what this is, right? So before 26.0, you have a copy and a crystal, right? And then after, you use copy and a copy, because there's no more crystals, right? And this example right here, it's the same thing. Why are people complaining? It's the same thing. Who cares, right? It's two pieces of resources equivalent to two pieces of resources, and they have established that it is going to be the same amount of resources the whole way around, right? You previously needed 73 units of things, right? Crystals and copies, and post update, you were just going to need 73 copies. What is there to complain about? I'd like to explain this in a specific way. So, in the current system, this current system of needing, the way that we do this, right, copies and crystals, the way that it currently works is like this. I currently have 3 copies of a monk, right? I can upgrade my monk. I just need 9 crystals, right? Let's say I get 9 random legendaries, right? If I get 9 random legendaries, I can go to the workshop, I can go to the magic lab, trade 5 here, trade 5 here, yeah, trade 5 here, trade 4 here, we're done. And then I have an extra 6 slots that I can still trade, right? And with that, I can then upgrade my monk just like that. It's easy, right? Same resources, if you had all the resources, right? If you had the 3 and the 9, the 9 copies, you can just trade it for crystals, right? It doesn't matter what those legendaries are, because you trade them for crystals. The hardest part is getting the copies, and that is mitigated with the Laboratory of Experiments, right? And that was the brilliance of the Laboratory of Experiments. It was difficult in here to get copies, but you didn't need that many. And you could use a whole bunch of other random ones and throw them in here, and you could either, one, use them as crystals if you hated them, or if you had enough crystals and you needed copies, every subsequent legendary that you got, you could throw in here and then hopefully get one of these 5 copies, right? And then you just built these up, and you didn't need a lot of copies, and then you could just upgrade your things, right? Essentially, what this feels like, it feels like having cash, right? Like if you want to go buy something in the store, and you have, a $20 bill, a $50 bill, a $100 bill, another $20 bill, another $50 bill, another $100 bill, and something costs, $200, right? You can give them any combination of that, and they give you the thing. It's easy. You have the stuff, you can very easily exchange it for the thing that you want, right? But what is the new system? The new system is the same thing. All you need is a legendary and or you need 2 copies, right? Let's say you don't have 2 copies. Let's say you just have a bunch of legendaries and you don't have any copies. Let's take, for example, my cultist. Let's say I wanted to upgrade my cultist. Let's say I had a bunch of legendaries, right? And now I have no opportunity to do anything with my other legendaries, right? There's nothing I can do with my legendaries. Let's say I have, I have all of these other things. I have a bard, I have a banshee, I have riding hoods, I have monks, I have a trapper, I have a witch. None of those are cultists. right? What's my option here in order to upgrade my cultist? How can I obtain a cultist? Laboratory of Experiments. At which point I have a 1 in 5 chance, a 15% chance to get, to actually succeed once every 3 days because it costs 60 and you only get 20 tokens per day. So I have a I have a 15% chance for it to even work. But beyond that, I then have a 1 in 5 chance of getting the cultist that I want. And then I need to do it again. So assuming I only need 2 copies, right? In this example, I need 2 copies, right, to upgrade it. I would need to, once every 3 days, I would get a chance. And then, if that chance succeeds, I would then be able to get it. And then I'd need to get it again in order to upgrade a cultist once. But I don't need, in my actual, like, where I am in the game right now, I would actually need 11 copies. And so, once every 3 days, I would have to take one of my legendaries that I obtained in a different way. I would have to throw that legendary into the Laboratory of Experiments once every 3 days in order to 1 in 5 get a cultist 11 times. That process is like if somebody opted to give you gift cards, but they gave you a bunch of gift cards to a bunch of places that you didn't want to go because you wanted cash. And so somebody, you know, gave you $20 to H&M. They gave you $20 to Hollister. They gave you $20 to Express. They gave you $20. What is this? No, I thought that was a Pizza Hut. $20 to Nike. You know, like they gave you $20 to Bath and Body. They gave you an equivalent of $200, right? Let's say they gave you an equivalent of $200. The new system basically says, okay, well, you can exchange those $20 gift cards if you drive to that store, and then just give them the gift card and say, can I get cash for this? And in this imaginary world, that is allowed to happen, right? So you drive to H&M and you say, hey, I don't want this gift card. Can I get $20 instead? And they give you the $20. And then you have to drive to Nike. And then you say, I don't want this $20. I actually want I don't want this $20 gift card. I want $20 instead. So then they give you the gift card. And then you drive to Bath and Body Works, and then you're like, hey, I don't want this gift card. Instead, can I get $20 cash? And they give you the $20 cash. And then you go to the store that you want to, and you buy the thing for $200. And yeah, it's kind of the same thing. But one's a lot more ridiculously difficult for no reason. That's how this feels. It's the same thing. It's the same amount of resources. Sure, you'll eventually get it. But it feels like a lot of unnecessary work to do the exact same thing.